Welcome back, team. In this particular session, we are going to understand especially about the volumes, okay? Kubernetes volumes. So, before going and discussing about the Kubernetes volumes, we should understand the terminologies which are getting involved in this particular Kubernetes volumes. Those are persistent volume and storage classes, and persistent volume class. Okay, so we should understand a bit about these cases. Okay, so then you can easily understand how to deal these things in real time. Okay, all right, team. So firstly, let me talk about a bit here, especially when it comes to the volume provisioning. We should understand what is the importance of this case. You know very well that in Kubernetes world, let me draw the nodes. What are the nodes we handled so far? For example, I'm just considering some 3 nodes which is having some high availability mode. For example, 3 nodes are deployed in 3 different zones, and correspondingly your pod is also running in these particular nodes. Okay, this is what exactly. For example, team, these are all the pods. Now the point here is, what are the pods are sitting here, especially in some use cases you may need to connect with the external storage volumes. If you recall our previous projects, we are always trying to connect with the database. This is what our external storage area, where your all pods are writing and reading the data to this particular MySQL server. That's very clear. In the same way, always the databases may not be there in the picture for your use case. Sometimes you may require some sort of some disk or file or some empty dir or host path. These kind of things also really required for you to store your data. For instance, let me talk about an example. For example, if you consider your blockchain technology example, so when you are deploying the Hyperledger Fabric, that is one of the blockchain technology framework. In that particular case, you need to store the data externally. There, you will use the external volume disk or external volume as file. So either you will use disk or file. So that is what exactly your use case over there. So for example, I'm just considering these are the disk, or you can just consider Azure files. Okay, for example, you can consider Azure files also. So this is what Azure files. Okay, just consider storage Azure files. Now my point here is, whatever the storage you have, something like disk or files. Okay, let's understand these cases. For example, you know very well about your pod, whatever the pod you have in your Kubernetes cluster. The pod volume is ephemeral. You know that already. So you understand this one from container. If the container dies, you cannot see any log information which is there historically inside the container. In the same way for pod also, if pod dies, you cannot see anything inside. Example, logs also. Forget about data, even logs also you cannot see. But what exactly we need to do here? So if you are able to mount your pod to the external volume such as files and disk, though your pod dies, when pod dies, automatically new pod will come up, right? For example, let me consider the Azure file is the one of the thing which is getting connected for all of your pods. Okay, let's understand this model first. Okay, for example, Tim. Okay, I'm just making sure you are getting connected. All your pods are getting connected to your Azure file. Okay, so now what exactly the use case I'm bringing up here is, for instance, all of a sudden, what are the pod you are saying? This pod gone. Okay, this pod gone, meaning that this pod got deleted or some terminated or some out of memory issue, something happened. So it will be out. Then you don't know where exactly this pod will be deployed again. For example, okay, the Kubernetes scheduler found, okay, this particular thing is not free, it's been occupied with some other applications, then automatically your pod will be deployed. One more pod also will be deployed in the same another node. Now my point here is, again, this particular pod also need to mount to the same external volume, correct? Same external volume. Now the advantage here is, wherever the pod dies or whenever the pod dies doesn't matter. Wherever the pod deploys doesn't matter. All the pods are automatically will be connected to your external volume, and it will start or it will resume the process from that particular moment. For example, the files you have stored 100 sets of data. So when pod dies and pod launch to another node, it will start from 101 only. It will refer as 101, not from 0 again. So meaning that your data is safe always. Your data is safe always in the files. Though completely your Kubernetes cluster, what are the Kubernetes cluster you are seeing at the moment? Completely your Kubernetes cluster gone. For example, let's understand the entire Kubernetes cluster scenario. If something happens to your Kubernetes cluster, it's not at all working. Or your Kubernetes cluster is maybe let's consider it's a cluster failure. It may be some cluster failure. That's the issue exactly maybe you're facing. Let's consider that one. For example, in case of the cluster failure, then automatically what exactly you will do, Tim? Cluster failure means you may think, oh, I will lose all your data if you depend upon the pod inside volumes. If you depend upon the inside your pod container volumes, whenever pod get restarts, automatically nothing will be available. It's a fresh. That's why pod volume is ephemeral. So to just safeguard this one, we are mounting pod volume to external volumes such as disk or files. If you could achieve this one, automatically whatever your pod is reading or writing, everything you can keep in the files, everything you can keep in the disk, automatically you're absolutely safe. Even the pod dies, even the node dies, even the cluster dies, doesn't matter. Anything can go off, but still your data is safe. And if your data is safe, later you can mount to the new cluster and the new pod also. You can connect to the new pod and you can make a connection completely. That is absolutely possible. So the technique here is, you need to store your data outside of your cluster. That's the first thing. Okay, you need to store your data. But how? How exactly we can make sure all these particular process to work? So you should understand specially about. So firstly, team, when it comes to the volumes, under the volumes, usually you have two types of volumes. One is static volume provisioning. And another one is dynamic volume provisioning. Okay, these are all the two things. Okay, dynamic volume provisioning. The advantage here is, team, so whatever the volume provisioning you are seeing at the moment, right? So this particular static volume or the dynamic volume provisioning, the interesting fact here is, the static or the dynamic, whatever you are seeing, the specialty, how this particular process works, you should understand. The only simple difference here is the name itself is telling it's a static means, so you know very well what exactly your volume. That is what exactly you will start your process from here. For example, storage class. Your journey will start from here. What exactly storage class will decide? Storage class will decide what kind of volume you are using, what kind of volume, and what kind of access exactly required on that particular volume. These things exactly storage. For example, you need a SSD, you need a HDD. No, you need some premium. No, you need some standard disk. Everything we'll talk about in the storage class. Okay, fine. So once this is done, then usually you will go for the next stage. My next stage here is persistent volume. Okay, persistent volume. Okay, this is the next one. And the third one here is, team, persistent volume disk. Okay, that is the third one. Sorry, persistent volume client. Okay, persistent volume client. Okay. So now the point here is, so what are the persistent volume client you are seeing right here? Now how exactly this particular process works, I'm just giving you a view. Then followed by, you need to refer to your pod deployment handle. What are the pod handle? Okay, this is the sequence exactly you should follow it. If you follow this sequence, you can make sure you have mounted your particularly static volumes really well to your pod. So that's the thing exactly you should understand. Okay, so for good team, okay, just a moment. All right, so now how to achieve this one? That's what exactly we are going to prove now. Okay, for example, okay, all right. So now, as part of the static volume provisioning, now I'm just going for documentation, especially AKS documentation is really good. AKS static volume provisioning for files. Okay, let me take an example with the files. You can give a try with the disk. Okay, no need to do the two things together. Okay, because concept is same. We just go for create and use a volume with Azure files in Azure Kubernetes service. That's okay. You don't need to refer all these things. If you want, you can go through it. Not an issue. Let's go to the context directly. Okay. Okay. So what exactly they are telling? Especially in the files model, what are the files? Azure files you are seeing. In the Azure files, you are seeing these are all the possible storage classes. So standard LRS, standard GRS, ZRS. LRS refers to local redundant system, GRS refers to geo redundant system, ZRS refers to zone redundant system. Okay, and you can read the definitions also here. So read access geo redundant, premium local redundant. But this is not an important case for us because this one will depends upon your use case completely, team. For example, let me talk about an example, very good example. For instance, whatever the data you are storing in the files, in case of the cluster failure, especially why the cluster will fail. So the cluster will fail, for example, could be any reason. Maybe some disaster happened in the Singapore region, that's why your cluster is not working. Okay, fine, got it. Then what happened to your volume? Your volume is also sitting in the Singapore region, no? It did not work in the Singapore region, obviously, but you have enabled your volume with the GRS. If you enable GRS means geo redundancy, meaning that a copy you can replicate to this Hong Kong region. That is absolutely possible thing. A copy you can replicate to Hong Kong region. That is what GRS is talking about. So the point you need to remember here is that and all depends upon your use case. In that particular scenario, I will use simple standard GRS and your charges also accordingly. Because it's a GRS model, obviously you will pay more. Always you will pay more. No, you want only some zone redundancy, of course you can use this one. No, you want to read from the data from other region, okay, you can take this particular thing. No, your process must be very, very fast, then you can go for the premium model. That is what exactly each one has its own importance. Then, now, if you go here, team, this is what exactly they're talking about. Hey, there is a storage class which you can refer always or something. If you refer the storage class, team, in the storage class, okay, you don't need to do anything, just copy this particular model, that's all. So I told you about the SKU name. This is what the SKU exactly, premium LRS is the one exactly they are trying to present. This is what the thing. See, in the storage class, you are clearly telling about what exactly your file model. That is what exactly you are telling the SKU tag. And also, I'll assume allow volume expansion means, so if you want to be expanded based upon your data volume, of course, you just enable that ones too, obviously it will be expanded. And these are all the file permission mounting options. These are all the things which you are overriding specially from here. If you delete also it will work, but whatever the recommended one, please use that one. Okay, mount options. Okay. All right, team. So once you are ready with this thing, let's go step by step, copy this particular storage class and go back to your Visual Studio Code. I'm just trying to connect to your virtual machine. And once I get connected, then I will go and just play accordingly. Okay. All right, team. So you are here. That's really awesome. Okay. Okay, all right, that's really good. So once you are here, I'm just clearing the screen. Okay, that's what exactly the thing. The next I'm just going for the copy. What are the storage class we are seeing at the moment? I'm just going there. I'm just creating one folder called Azure Files. Okay, PV examples. Okay, PV examples. Okay, so I'm just opening this one. Okay, so under this one, I'm just creating a one file called sc.yaml. That is what storage class. Okay, let's assume that one. Under the sc.yaml, I just pasted the stuff. That's all. I have not done anything. Just copy the sc.yaml. Let's go there and double check if the Kubernetes service is up or not. Just go there, kubectl get svc is the simple check which you can ensure all this. Yes, it's reflecting means absolutely fine, Tim. No problem in that. That's awesome. So what exactly you're doing here? I'm doing a simple thing. The storage class is there. This is what exactly I'm trying to make sure. For example, Tim. So whatever the storage class you are seeing, okay, I'm seeing storage class as such thing like this. Okay, some example like this. Now what exactly? So whatever the example is there, you just try to simulate the same thing. kubectl apply. I'm just applying the storage class. Okay, apply -f sc.aml. Okay, sc.aml. Okay, just go there. I believe it is there inside this particular thing. Just copy the path. Okay, kubectl apply -f. Just give the path. Okay, that's all thing. So you just applied the storage class. Okay, that's what exactly you did. kubectl get sc. Okay, I'm just applying sc. You can say a lot, but don't panic by using all these things. But you can see your name my-azure file. My-azure file is the one exactly you created. You can see your reclaim policy is deleted. There is an importance for this reclaim policy also. Okay, you will understand slowly. Wait, give me a few seconds. Okay, you will understand slowly on the reclaim policy. Let me explain a bit. All right. So because you should understand what is PV, then okay, then only you can understand that one. So you just define how exactly my storage class exactly should be. Okay, fine. You defined that really well. That's okay. The next one, what exactly we are doing? Okay, to create a storage class. Yes, we created a storage class. Okay, all right. That's really good. So create a file named Azure file sc. Okay, that is the thing exactly you created. That's really good. And followed by the storage class, then followed with a persistent volume client. See here, two steps are there, team. If you go directly to persistent volume client, what will happen, team? If you go directly to the persistent volume client, your approach is a dynamic provisioning. Okay, your approach is a dynamic provisioning. So meaning that you have not created any kind of storage actually. You are just, these are all the parameters. Okay, these are all the parameters you have. You never provisioned anything. You never provisioned anything. You are just telling these are all my storage capabilities. That is what exactly you are telling. But the point here is when you apply the persistent volume client, what does it mean? You know, team, it's L provision 100 GB of storage dynamically by referring all these capabilities. Meaning that 100 GB of file, premium LRS model with the allow volume expansion true, and all these mount options will be created. One particular file will be created. That's exactly the thing PVC will do. But if you apply persistent volume, okay, so what is persistent volume? If you go there, see the same storage class is here, that's fine. So specially statically provision a volume. So that is what exactly I thought to show you first. Okay, so we need to see how to provision a particularly a volume statically. Meaning that you will provision the volume first, then you will mount it. So that's exactly the difference. But a lot of process which they defined here, see, you need to apply these kind of techniques, whatever they're just telling, okay, you need to go there and you need to apply. So what are the things they're just recommending for you? Create a secret, create storage, whatever the thing they're just asking you. Okay, let's try to simulate the same thing, team. I am simulating the static model, okay, first, okay. Even for the static model also, I require a storage class, okay. That is what exactly I make it prepared. So this is the storage class, exactly the thing, right? So this is the thing I'm just keeping as it is, just keep it fine. And the next one, what exactly I'm doing here, I'm just going there and creating a PV. You can refer the sequence, team. So this is created. Next one, persistent volume you need to create. Now you go back to the documentation. In the documentation they are talking about, but before going further, you should do some more thing. Get the resource group where something AGAK resource group. They are trying to get the resource group first, okay. Just copy this particular thing and just go back here, team. And whatever the command you are seeing, just go there and try to modify your command according to your requirement. For example, this is a cluster name and this is a cluster resource group name. Okay, two things are there. Okay, so this change you need to do it. How to do that? You go back to the document. Sorry, go back to your you just go back to your Kubernetes cluster. Under the Kubernetes cluster, I'm seeing my Kubernetes cluster as AK7. Copy that and just go back to your Visual Studio Code. There, you just need to give the first one. There's the cluster name, right, Tim? Okay, that's the thing exactly you copy. So once you are done, you just go back to your resource group or what are the resource group you are seeing at the moment. And coming to the resource group, right? So just come here AZRZ and just come here, just paste over there. So once you provision the AZRG, that's all you need to do, just hit enter. What exactly you're just doing here? So you're just listing, what exactly you're listing? You're just listing your node resource group. That is what you're doing. Always remember one technique, team. Whenever you create a Kubernetes cluster in Azure, it will create new resource group with the Kubernetes cluster. That's what exactly you are trying for. But due to a configuration change made by admin before you move to the new location, you must multi-factor authentication or something. I believe most this nonsense is coming because of you haven't run the easy login command. Please, the recommended one, just try. Okay, just try. So whatever they're just asking is just try. So that's the thing exactly we just attempted, and also they're just telling open browser, please use the continue to login, and that's what exactly I think. I'm just opening this particular browser link. And especially when I'm just trying to log in, I'm just giving the same credentials, whatever usually I will log in. Okay, I believe it is not making it through. Let me copy this particular endpoint, team. Copy this and go back to your Chrome. I'm just going here, I'm just applying this same thing. Okay. Oh, it's not working actually. Okay, something is wrong in the command. Okay, no worries. I think they're recommending that is not working. Open the another command. We have another command which you can try this time, team. Okay. Just come here, go there, just try to apply easy login, use device code. Especially this is what the code exactly you can see, and open this particular device. Okay, and you're just going there and just give the key. That's all. If you do that, team, if you do that, you're just making sure you're logging into the portal. Then the JSON response will be displayed under your Visual Studio Code. But still, I don't see no subscriptions found, or some issue is coming up. Okay, let me double check. Okay, following the multi-factor authentication, use AZ login tenant to explicit to log into a tenant. Okay, okay, enter. Okay, to sign in web browser, I think we did this one. We did this already. Let me try one more time, team, because let me try one more time. I think should be good. I'm not very sure why it is doing again and again. So usually these kind of issues will come. Then usually we'll go for this command. Then I think it is just recommending to just go and just apply this particular key by just clicking on this particular one. Okay, I'm just keying this one. Okay, I'm just giving this particular thing. Okay, continue. Let's see this time. No subscription fund. The following tenants require multi-factor authentication. I have not enabled anything. It's okay. Use AZ login -- tenant something. Okay, I'm just using the command. What are the command they're just recommending? Okay, I'm just going there. I believe this is what my tenant. I'm just assuming. Okay, let me copy this one and just go there. Okay, one more time. Okay, I think it is asking that to key in the key, team. Let me key in the code. Okay, so that I think it will be very clear. And still, I think it is throwing some issue on the Safari. No problem. Okay, I believe whatever you attempt to, that is fine only. But actually the only problem is I think it is referring Safari where it is not going through. Just give me a second. I'm just applying the command one more time. Okay. I don't know why it is going to Safari always nowadays. Okay, let me copy the same URL. I'm just going for the browser, Chrome, and I'm just trying to. Okay, I'm just trying to log in. It's showing something is not good. Okay, because I just applied that command. Okay, I think it should be good only. I'm not sure why it is struggling. Why it is giving us such a struggle to us. It's very direct call. Let's see this time. All right, okay, fine team. Okay, I think I don't know why I got this one. Maybe let me double check that one. You can also give it a try and let me know if that needs to persist. Okay. All right, team. So now once you are logged in, what exactly the thing you are looking for? Now we'll apply the command or AZ command, whatever you prepared. Okay. Just try. It will tell you. See, this is what the resource group exactly your nodes are sitting. Nodes means VMs are sitting. This is a different resource. Please understand. Please understand it. MC underscore your actual resource group underscore your cluster name underscore your location. That's the format exactly. Once that is done, okay, what exactly you need to do? So team, okay, the first command is done. Now I'm just going further, team. Okay, further. So then it is just telling, see, this is what exactly you got it wrong. Oh, that's awesome, really. Then what exactly that? They're just telling create a storage account with respect to your resource group. Okay, that's what exactly they're recommending. Okay, better I'm just going there and I'm referring one of the file formats so that I think our discussion will be very smooth here. Okay, so because our modifications are also very fast. Okay, and especially let me prepare the command first, team. Okay, what are the thing it is responding for me? This is what I'm saying resource group, which is a node resource group, team. Okay, just delete and paste it. And there is a storage account. I think I'm just keeping the same storage account name only, not an issue. Okay, and copy that. I believe that is more than enough. Okay, what are the command you prepared at the moment? Just copy that and just come here, just press enter. You are creating a storage account name called my aka storage account. That's the thing exactly you are creating. And location, you have given what exactly the location. I believe you have not defined the location. That's a problem here. Okay, you should define the location. That's why it is saying location is not available. Your command is something is wrong here. See, -l location, I think you need to give this particular value. And this particular value I'm just giving as Southeast Asia. Okay, Southeast Asia. Okay, you can do this value. Once you are done with this particular command, copy that one more time. Just go back, Control-C, clear the screen and just paste one more time. You are creating a storage account. Okay, what is telling account name is invalid. Okay, it's not a valid storage account name. Storage account must be between 3 to 24 length and lowercase. Okay, there is a problem. So I believe this recommendation is wrong. Just small a case and small s. Okay, that's all thing. This is what exactly you need to make sure. Press enter this time. It is trying to create a storage account and the Southeast Asia with the SKU model as standard LRS. Okay, again the storage account name is already taken. Okay, fine. So that domain is not exist. I believe I'm just going there and modifying the domain exactly. How I'm modifying the domain? Just go for the storage account and remove this particular thing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, something like that. Press enter. Okay. Alright, so what exactly it is doing? It is trying to create a storage account in your portal. Okay, that's what exactly it is doing. So once it is creating a storage account, so now what we need to do? The next one here is they are telling, oh, please set that particular connection string. Okay, whatever the command is there, let me copy the command. You need to fulfill the command. So storage account got created. We got the JSON response already. Export Azure storage account connection string, AG storage account show connection string -n storage account name -j resource group name. So two changes exactly you need to modify. My storage account name, what are the storage account name you just attempted right, Jim? Please copy the storage account name. That is very important. Okay, I'm just copying the storage account name here and storage account name as something, and also there is a resource group, right? And the resource group name, whatever you're saying, so you need to create a resource group. That's what you need to create this particular so you need to get this particular storage account from this resource group. Which resource group exactly you created, the same thing you need to pass it. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, so now I'm just going there, I'm just referring one more time. So this is talking about just a resource group only. Just give me a second. Storage connection string, AG storage account. What exactly we did? We have created a storage account called something under the resource group. Okay, export the connection string by passing the below command. Okay, AG storage account show connection string -n. Okay, So same storage connection string only. I don't see any difference. I'm just, let me double check where exactly the storage account, sorry, where exactly storage account got created in. This one will tell you clearly. This response will tell you. See subscriptions, see it is going under this particular storage account only. I believe this is really very good for you if you define the same value here, okay? Don't confuse with this. Just give the same value, that's all you need to do, everything awesome. Just copy this one and just go there, just go there, export, that's it. You are just setting up an environment variable team, that's all you did. Then once you are done, then you need to create a file share. You need to create a file share, copy the command and just go back here. I'm just going here. See Azure storage share hyphen and share name. Share name, I think you can give anything. Okay, Azure file share. Okay, Azure file share. Okay, that's the name exactly you are giving. Okay, create Azure file share connection string. That is what I already defined. Okay, I'm just copying this particular thing, team. You just go back here. Just go there and apply. So now it's created true, meaning that you created a file share, Azure file share. Then again, what exactly your storage key you are exporting and copying, team. That's a really important fact. Okay, you just come here, team. There is a storage account resource group. Okay, there is a resource group name. So exactly whatever the resource group name, just copy this particular resource group. Okay, node resource group you are seeing at the moment. Okay, just come here. This is what exactly the resource group name. I just copied the same thing, and the account name. What is the account name, team? My account name is very clear, my AKS storage account name, right? Please pass the same thing. And followed by query, that's all. That's all exactly, you don't need to do anything. Please go there and apply this command. That's it, team. Okay, now I'm just going there and apply the command. So once this is done, storage key got exported. Now that is what exactly you are just echoing, team. Okay, I'm just echoing this. There is some storage key got placed. Okay, all right. So for excellent. Now what exactly he is recommending? Create a secret. Create a secret by using that particular storage key. That's what exactly is recommended. Alright, so now I'm just going to the last command. So what are the secret command? So kubectl create secret generate Azure secret from literal. This is what exactly it is. Azure storage account name, my storage account. This is not our account name, right? My account name is my storage 123. Place this button. Hyphen from literal is equal to Azure storage account key, storage key. That's awesome thing, okay? Whatever the thing you are seeing at the moment, okay, just come here and just go there, just paste it, okay, key secret created. Awesome thing, your task is done. Now, so for you know what exactly you did, you prepared Azure file. That's what exactly I can show you here also for you, so that I think you'll have enough understanding. You just go to the storage account team. Once you open the storage account, under the storage account there is something, see my AKS storage 123. This is what exactly I'm talking about, team. If you go back to the file share, this is the file share, one file share, which you just defined. Azure file share is the one exactly created. See, a file share got created, which is an empty, nothing will be inside. So this is what exactly you just created. That's really awesome. Okay, no files are there, that's okay. That's the thing exactly you created. Now, once that is done. Okay, secret also created. Next, mount file share as a persistent volume. So this is what exactly you need to go through. Now, when you are applying this particular thing, mount file share as a persistent volume team, if you recall this particular thing, what are the things you define on top? Okay, he will refer most of the stuff. Okay, you need to understand. Copy this particular persistent volume. Just go back, and I'm just going for the folder. What are the folder you created? I'm just creating the folder called pv.ml. Okay, the name is pv.ml team. I'm just creating the pv.ml and just pasting over. Okay, so specially team, if you refer this particular pv.ml, okay, you are trying to provision. Your provision is a files only. That's okay, awesome. And interesting fact here is, and you are trying to create a 5 GB of exactly the storage you are trying to create. On top of it, and access mode with read write many means multiple nodes can write to your storage account these particular files at the same time. So meaning that read write many means, if you come to the diagram screen, see your files got connected to the multiple nodes, right? Multiple nodes means multiple parts. So parts can write the data, can read the data at the same time. That is what read write many. Read write many means that's exactly the meaning. Alright. So you just go back to your documentation. Okay. You just go for the documentation. If you think about this particular case, okay. Alright. So then you are overriding persistent volume reclaim policy to retain. If you recall just before, few minutes before, I just mentioned about this particular attribute, persistent volume reclaim policy. This particular thing I just mentioned as a delete by default. So, but you are just keeping retain means, though your cluster failed, your data is safe. If you keep delete, the cluster failed or cluster got deleted, especially delete scenario team. Cluster got deleted, this particular storage also will be deleted, which is a nonsense, right? So you need to make sure that is under retain. That's a very good practice, okay? And storage class name Azure file -csi. If you are referring there is to Azure file CSI, and what exactly the storage class name you attempted is very important, okay? Azure file CSI, meaning that your storage class name is different. So that's a catch you should understand here, team. One more catch here. What are the storage class they are referring at the moment? Azure file CSI, that is not your storage class. If you go a little up there, you can see one storage class. If you see this particular storage class, okay, I believe my Azure file, I think they are not referring this particular storage class actually. They are not referring this. Just scroll down, team, because when you go for the storage class name, they are not referring that particular thing, okay? That they are not referring your customized storage class. Please understand. They are not referring your customized storage. This is the customized storage class which you defined, you gave your own name. But if you refer your PV, whatever the PV you are seeing at the moment, they define very clearly about the storage volume section also. How exactly the storage volume section mount options and how exactly that particular thing should be. So each and everything they just define. If you recall one interesting fact here, they are referring a resource group and the share name. So you're telling, hey, where exactly was storage exactly you need to mount, you need to connect. You need to connect. That is what exactly this is talking about. And your secret is already there, which is in the default namespace. That's okay, awesome. The only changes which you need to do, this is the only attribute you need to modify. Okay, let's copy this particular thing. And also I'm just going here. This is what Azure file share exactly you created. I'm just going back to your PVML. What are the PVML you have? Azure file share. This is the share name, okay? And resource group name is also very important. You go back to the overview section. Under the overview section, you can see some name, okay? This is what the resource group name. Just come here and just go there and just keep paste over there. And that's all exactly you need to do. You don't need to do anything. Simple thing. Only two changes because you already prepared with your storage. The same thing you configured to just create a volume for you as a 5CB. That's the thing exactly you are looking for. Now, once you are done with this particular part, team, okay? Once you are done with this particular part, now what exactly the thing you need to do? So you just go there, you simply apply the command. So that's exactly the thing they're just telling. So now I'm just going there, kubectl apply -f, okay? I'm just copying the pv.ml thing, okay? Just apply. See, something got created, percent volume got created, kubectl get pv. Okay, let me give a try for you, okay, so that you will get a very good idea, okay? If you apply kubectl get pv team, now you can send something here. Oh, saying that, okay, fine. Oh, something being created, but you don't know what exactly these things are. Let's go through one by one, okay? Let's go to one by one, team. Just a second, okay? Okay, all right. So now you are saying, oh, something, okay? If you notice, this particular thing, team. So there is one storage class Azure file CSI. Azure file CSI. Your particular PV name is Azure file. If you go back to your PV name is Azure file, this is what your first entry is yours. And 9 seconds and 5 GB capacity, read write mini, retain policy, available. Available means no one is connected to your PV yet. Who will connect it to your PV? You. Percent volume climb will connect to the PV. Forget about the another two. Forget about those things, okay? So this climb is empty. Empty means, okay, nothing being connected to your PV. That's the point exactly you're saying. That's why you're saying available team. Okay, fine. All right. So now what exactly you need to do? Just go one step ahead. They're talking about percent volume climb. In the percent volume climb team, if you recall this one, they clearly define, hey, I want to climb from the PV only. The Azure file is the PV exactly just before you created this name. Copy that one. You go there and check it. See, you are connecting your percent volume to the percent volume climb. So meaning that you are climbing 5 GB of space exactly out of exactly you provision. You have already 5 GB. The same 5 GB you are climbing here. Copy this one, okay? Copy this one. Now once you copy, I'm just going there. I'm just creating pvc.aml. Okay, team pvc.aml. Just paste over there. That's it. You don't do anything. Okay, just go there and just apply. See, clear the screen. Okay, kubectl apply -f. Okay, just copy this particular pvc.yaml. That's all. So now you created this particular pvc also. Now you go there and apply. Interesting fact. Okay, get pv. One more time, team. See, this time it got bounded. And there is a climb name called Azure file. See, this is what exactly percent volume climb Azure file. See, now PV and PVC got connected. That's the thing exactly you proved. PV and PVC got connected. Okay, this is exactly the thing you proved. Okay, please understand. Once you prove this connection, then there is a pod.yaml is pending. Okay, so you will give name of this one here. You will give name of this one here. That's it. Okay, now you go back to the documentation. Very simple. Now go back to the documentation. Now finally, one more thing is pending. That is what exactly. How exactly I can climb your stuff. What are the things you just mentioned? How I can climb my percent volume climb. So that is what exactly you need to see. And they are just giving some example for you. Under the volume section, please use this one. That's all. Okay. If you really get confused, I have a technique also. Don't worry. Okay. I will show this particular technique. Okay. This is what mount file share as an inline volume. This is different. This is different. I think this is directly they are just giving the volumes each and everything in the particularly in the pod.yaml. Okay. Don't worry. I think they missed that part here. Don't worry. Let me fix this issue. Okay. Now, so far everything is good. Okay, I have a very good example also. Now we will take our deployment example team. Okay, I'm just going for the deployment model. So this is what your deployment, correct? This is what your deployment team. So far everything is under default only. Let me connect. This thing is also under default. First thing. Okay. Once you got to the default, okay. Interesting fact here is volumes are the very important facts here. See now, if you recall this one team, what exactly the things are happening here? See, two sections are there. One is volume section. Another one is volume mount section. That is what exactly the changes here. Okay. So under the volume section, you should tell very clearly. Well, in name you can give anything, but percent volume climb exactly you should give the same name as you provisioned. Please understand. My percent volume climb name is Azure file. Please copy that and just go back here and just go there. Just give the Azure file. That's the first step you need to do. So meaning that you are giving an entry of PVC in the pod. That's clear. And the volume, what are the volume you are using at the moment? And that volume section is this one. Volume mount section, please use the same name, whatever you defined in this particular line number 54. Please give the same name here, Tim. And mount path, you're talking about something, right? You're talking about, okay, I'm seeing some mount path. If you refer your documentation team, if you refer, see, this is what exactly you just did, okay? You just did the same thing. You just did the same thing, Tim. That is what exactly you just mentioned, huh? That is what exactly you just mentioned. So you already defined, so where exactly what changes you should do, right? So this is the change exactly. See, if you recall your percent volume specially, okay, you have created a share name called AK share name, right? That is what exactly your volume attribute, right? That is what AK share name is exactly your thing. Now what exactly they are telling, once you created the percent volume climb, then you just go there and modify container spec percent volume climb and your pod in the YAML in this particular format. This particular format is the one exactly you already defined, okay? You already defined in the same way. So for example, see, this particular section is fulfilled completely. Now, if you define this particular path, this path is nothing but your container path, okay? Your container path, please understand, your container path. Now, what will happen when you apply this particularly this particular application when you submit, okay? Let me try to apply. You can sense it. kubectl apply -f. Okay, I'm just taking this particular example. I'm just bringing this one, just apply. Now, you created a pod. That's really awesome. Let's go for the kubectl get PO. I'm just going there for the kubectl get PO. So there is an error, okay? That is the first thing. I believe this is the problem usually. When you go and simulate the case, you need to fix the other part of the errors. You are seeing image pull backup is one issue, or error image pull. This is coming again because of our ACR, Azure Container Registry. Let me refer one best case because we already discussed those issues a lot of times, okay? I don't want to fall under the same trap one more time. Just a second, Tim, okay? I will deal this case a little bit different and the easiest way, okay? Just give me a second. All right, okay, fine. I believe I can simply refer this particular YAML, okay? What are the YAML we have? Okay, what are the YAML you have? At the moment, I'm just going there and just pasting over here. I'm not doing anything extra here. Whatever the thing is there, I'm just keeping everything as it is. Especially, I need to talk about only one area, which I know very well, which is a volume section. Okay, this is the important area which I need to talk about. Okay, volume is the one exactly tagged under containers. Okay, now I'm just going here, Docker volume, this deployment volume. Okay, I'm just going there. This is what exactly the thing team. Okay, under the container, the same thing. Okay, I'm removing this section, not really needed. Under this one, I'm pasting the copied one. Simple. The client name, what is the client name? We just found this one. So there is a client name called Azure file. Okay, simply I'm just copying the client name as Azure file. That's all you need to do, team. Okay, you don't need to do any other thing. I'm just copying the Azure file. Copy this one. Okay, and just paste over there. That's all, team. So you just connected the percent volume clamp, and under this volume, if you want to talk about, see, I think this is what exactly a little bit change also. This volume exactly you need to give here. That's what exactly just before I discussed. These two must match. These two must match, and this is your container path. Please understand, this is your container path. That's awesome. Okay, once you are done with this thing, team, now I'm just going there and just overriding this particular thing. kubectl apply -f. Okay, -f. I'm just copying this particular deployment volume YAML. Sorry, I'm just copying this particular deployment volume YAML just to submit this particular thing. Now pod got created, kubectl get PO. Okay, get PO. Now you just try to apply. See, one of the pod is running. That's awesome. Okay, I'm focusing on that particular pod on it, team. Okay, for example, at the moment. Okay, kubectl exec -it, and whatever the pod name you're seeing, right? And that's what exactly the my pod. And I'm just going the -f and bash. Okay, I'm just going inside. So I'm trying and going inside this particular. Sorry, just a second. See, I'm just going inside this particular container, team. Okay. Now I logged into the container. You should understand what is this one. Okay. So I just apply the command to go inside the pod. Okay. Now ls. If you just apply ls, okay, that's fine. What all the things are there? But you define one particular path in the deployment YAML. There is a path called mnt Azure, right? So I'm just going for this particular path cd mnt Azure. ls, nothing is available. I'm just creating vi text vi log.txt or some file name. Okay, I'm just creating or some blah 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 information. I'm just providing this particular information. Just assume this particular file being prepared by your application and being placed in this particular path. Let's assume. Okay, now ls. Okay, awesome. Log.txt being generated. Now the interesting fact here is your pod is connected to this particularly. This is your container path. Your container path is mounting to the client called Azure file. Azure file is linked to the PV. That PV name is Azure file. This is also Azure file only. The name exactly you defined. And finally, if you recall this particular thing, team, under this particular resource group, under this particular share, let's go for this particular share. What are the share you're seeing at the moment? So now you go for this particular file share. This is what are the file share which you just created. So this is the one of the file share which you are seeing at the moment. So you just created some particular file in the container. See, that particular file got reflected here. Interesting fact. File got reflected here. So now interesting fact is you have some data inside, right? That is what exactly you attempted just before, right, team? You have some data inside. Okay, something. Okay, I think this is just saying it's not allowed. Okay, you can go there and you can edit. Okay, you can edit. That is absolutely possible. You just go there and edit. Okay. So you can see what are the dummy data you created. Hey, this is the dummy data I created. That's okay, awesome. Now what exactly I'm doing, team? I'm just going to the container and just exit out of the container. Now I just come to the pods. Okay, kubectl get PO. Get PO is the one. Now simply I'm deleting the pod. Okay, delete PO. Okay, now when you delete the PO, team, interesting fact. When you delete the PO, I'm just copying the pod. So meaning that pod dies. That's exactly the thing I mentioned in your use case. A pod dies. So what happened to the data so far? Pod has returned to this particular file. The pod, I just deleted the pod. Okay, that's all I did. So when you deleted the pod, obviously if it is your approach is a deployment, automatically it will come up. But your approach is not a deployment, it's a pod. If the kind pod means it will not come up, team. If it is a kind deployment, it will come up automatically. No worries. Okay, let's go there. kubectl apply -f. Okay, I'm just trying to deploy the pod again. Now I have submitted the pod again, team. Okay, that's okay. Now I'm just going there, kubectl. What are the thing, right? So yeah, whatever the kubectl get PO, okay, get PO, the first thing which I am just attempting, okay, get PO, that's absolutely running. Kubectl exec -it -it. So I'm just taking this particular pod. What are the pod name you are seeing? Okay, hyphen bash as sh. Okay, you just go there and just clear the screen. Okay, cd, and I'm just going for the mounting path. What are the mounting path you are seeing? /mnt this particular path. Okay, sorry. Just copy /mnt. Okay, so /mnt. So just go this LLS. Okay, that's an awesome thing. See, the pod dies and pod came up again, but still I do see the data. If you go there and the log test, okay, you can see the data as it is what I submitted. That's the beauty of persistent volumes. So your data is safe. Though your pod dies, though your cluster dies, though your node dies, your data is safe. So that's exactly the use case you should understand, especially about static persistent static volume provisioning. Okay, that is what exactly we are saying today. All right, team. Thank you for the session. See you in the next part.